Time now for AM Business is brought to you by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. And today, we're focusing on the impact of COVID-19 on local clubs. Local football clubs have petitioned government to intervene because they have also been hit by the facts of COVID-19. Now we have on stream Alex Akume, who is the Vice Chair of the Ghana League Clubs Association, and then also Samuel Enimado, Executive Chairman of Young Apostles FC. Kennedy Boachiansa is the PRO for Kumasi Asante Kotoko SC, as they are formally called. Now, good morning to all of you.
All right, so.
Well, so we'll have this discussion soon, but Gifty, this is what we want to do this morning, because we know that football has been affected greatly by coronavirus.
Of course it has, and if you follow the program that Gary did on PM Express somewhere last week, it's obvious. I mean, people miss their football, but there's also the economy, the football economy that has been seriously affected, and that's why Germany has, against all odds, resumed the Bundesliga, which we reported on shortly. So it'll be interesting for me to hear from Kotoko Sporting Club about how it's affecting them, whether or not there is any plan. I mean, this thing happened in March, right? We expected, maybe we didn't expect it that much, but at this point we know the future doesn't look so bright as far as COVID-19 is concerned. So what is the plan for me? What is the plan? What are they putting together? What are the expectations of their players, and how are they looking to meet those expectations? And it'll be interesting to hear if we have a plan like with the Bundesliga. Are we going to play behind the scenes? And I heard someone say that, and I was asking, okay, how are you going to play that?
Like in Ghana, how we're going to play
I mean, how are you going to play that? Because the football, when we talk to our partners in Germany, they indicated that for the Bundesliga, all the players were being tested. I mean, there were a series of tests, and after you are tested and camped, you don't have to go out. There was a team apparently that went out, and they were banned. The team was banned from playing in that game. So it'll be interesting to know what the plans are.
Well, definitely, and that's where we have to go onto the stream and speak to Kennedy Boachiansa, PRO for Kumasi Asante Kotoko SC. Now, good morning to you, Kennedy. Good morning, Kennedy. Well, we're still trying to get a connection, right? Kennedy, good morning. Good morning, Kennedy.
Okay, I think it would be good if Kennedy stops the car, because sometimes when you're moving, it gets a bit disruptive. So, Kennedy, if anybody's watching, you can tell Kennedy to take a pause.
Well, definitely.
Pull over.
Well, it's a good thing that if we want to take a look at the industry as a whole, we do know that football is not only hinged on the clubs and their activities, but also the other sections of football. We call them the value chain. Okay. So there are people who produce paraphernalia of the clubs. They also depend indirectly on the clubs. Yeah. When the clubs are playing, there will be people who will be producing other activities or services. There will be food sellers. We also do have people who patronize the merchandise themselves and then go and retail. Yeah. And it's a big loss for the world, because it's a multi-billion industry across the world. That is why the players are millionaires in themselves, because
and mind you
can only be paid what you earn.
Yeah, there are corporate entities who support the sports. These corporate entities have all taken a hit. So who is going to bring you that money? I mean, I don't know. It'll be fun to find out from Kennedy whether or not they had any outstanding sponsorships. What has happened to those sponsorships? It looks like you have Kennedy, so let's go.
Well, we do have Kennedy. Kennedy Boachiansa, PRO Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Good morning to you, Kennedy. Can you hear me? And I also have Samuel Enimado, Executive Chair, Young Apostles FC. Sami, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, okay. Kennedy, can you hear me? Kennedy? Well, we seem to... but let's go with Samuel. And Samuel is also with the GFA plays a critical role in there because of what he does. But as executive chair, the Young Apostles FC, in your own assessment so far, how big the clubs have been hit by coronavirus in Ghana?
Thank you very much, and good morning to your listeners. This is it's a very tight situation that we are in now. If you understand what we do when it comes to the game, if we are playing, that is where we are working. If we are not playing, there's nothing like working. Rather, the little savings that you have as a club, you'll be spending it on taking care of the players and also paying some other bills, and nothing is coming out, nothing is going. So if you see clearly that we are badly hit. And I can tell you, if government doesn't come in to support clubs, it's going to be very difficult for clubs.
Even before COVID-19, somebody will ask, how do you survive as clubs? Even though you may have a business plan and the way you want to run the clubs, how really do clubs in Ghana survive?
Yeah, this has been a very big debate for some time now, especially for those of us in Ghana and Ghana, because even in South Africa, where clubs are owned by individuals, they have the economy. The economy is in a way where they have corporate organizations easily coming on board to support them. But in our situation, our economy is not at the level where the corporate organizations have that. What would say that enough funds to, that's what they think, to invest in the game. So some of us have been advocating for government to enact laws that will force some corporate organizations, especially those who are benefiting from the economy, to make it like something like a compulsory investment in sports when it comes to football, especially because football is the passion of the nation. You can imagine, Roland, if we play games for the national team, you see how the passion goes, how people all over the country follow the game. It is clear. It tells you that everybody loves the game. If you look at our political parties, if they are campaigning, they can never leave out football. It tells you that football is part of Ghana. I'm doing research on what youth football, how it can be used to develop the nation. If you look at it as a tool, it is clear that you can't. There are a lot you can do, though, but football, even if you look at the value chain of football, it brings a lot of people along the line. And if we are always going to be raising funds from our own pockets, the little we earn from our private businesses into the game, then we are in for trouble. It is time we get the support of government and corporate organizations to make sure that the game will be played the way they want, because all these corporate organizations also try to use the football stars to promote their brands as a vehicle to promote their brands. It is all over. We've seen most of the organizations trying to use football. So it is clear that they must come in to invest in the game so that the game will rise to the level that we all want, and then we will enjoy the fruits of it. So it is clear that we, the people in the game in Ghana, are really suffering, because somebody is running maybe a private business like me. I have a farm. I have working on some estates also, and also I have other private investments with some other foreign partners. The little that I've saved for myself and my family, I have to use it for the game. I remember when our one legendary administrator, Mr. Wanyamiche, he said that if someone wants to you and the person doesn't have any way to get you, he will push you into football, because all your money will go waste in football. Because in our part of the world, in Ghana, what we use our money to do is to pay the boys until you get a transfer fee. You get a boy who goes out there in Europe to be signed on with some good money. All the money you earn with your private business, you are supposed to use it back into the game. And you can imagine the number of people you employ And then if all of them are paid, you are even likely to have only one or two who will be able to make it big to the level where you can earn some revenue from transfers. So it tells you directly that most of the money goes into the game without it coming back. If you go into the areas of spectatorship where you can even earn some revenue from the game, that one is also not there because you only have the game House and Kotoko bringing that kind of money. And it is clear that you can't have only House and Kotoko also because they are the big club. They are the ones who pull the crowd. The rest of us must play. So we are really in a tight corner and everybody takes the money from his pockets. Everybody who is running the game, it is clear. It's only clubs like Asante Kotoko who are owned by His Royal Highness Asante Otum 432, the Asante Hine. And then now there's Adriana also having such. The rest, most of us, we are doing it from our personal pockets. So it's really tight for us.
Yeah, and I just did a couple of literature review of what the Premier League bosses had said in England and other aspects of or parts of Europe. And the indication was that they wanted to give some funding to the clubs, still pay them some rights and royalties, etc. I know in Ghana it will be a bit difficult, but what is the level of dialogue you have with the Football Association as club owners on that level?
Yeah, fortunately, I am at the level of the administration. I'm an executive council member and also a club owner. We are lucky because, luckily for us, we started something good, bringing back the love. We started bringing people into the stadiums, and the most important thing in the game is that when more people are buying into your product, more people want to associate themselves with your product. And our games are our product. Our Premier League is our flagship product. We all saw that people were having interest in our product. You can have a game. I remember this game. I was so much elated with it. Secondly, 11-wise, Azakes playing with at the Sipon, and the stadium was packed. That's the Division 1 game. But for Aqua, BA United playing, the stadium was packed. Young Apostles, BA United, the stadium was packed. I saw Chelsea Allies, the stadium was packed. You can see clearly that the administration strategy to bring back the love and ignite passion was a good strategy because the more people get associated, the eyebrows are on our products. The corporate organizations will come in. Although we've not gotten that, something that I'm pushing for, that there should be a law that will force those organizations to invest in the game compulsory. Maybe within our administration, we'll try and push that, go through, get Parliament to help us, because most of these organizations in most countries, even in most countries, state organizations, state agencies own the clubs. You understand? But I'll come back to that later. Talking about what the FA can do to clubs and what clubs are going through. The FA started something good. We were building the brand. The product was becoming attractive. And then Corona comes in. This enemy of mine, me is my enemy. Corona is my enemy. So Corona comes in, disrupts the whole strategy, bringing back the love, igniting passion, getting people to the pitches, the stadiums. Roland, if you are doing football and you have people filling the stadiums, the English Premiership that we love, that we see, is because they have the people behind the product. The people want to associate themselves with the product. The people invest their money to buy season tickets, to buy tickets and even pay more just to be part of the product. It will bring money. It will generate revenue because there's a value chain where so many people will also earn revenue. The rice seller at the stadium, the watch seller, the cocoa seller, the hotel person, the restaurant person, the taxi driver, the trotro driver, the market woman. Everybody benefits from this one game just because everybody wants to associate themselves. And the more people want to associate, the more people will spend money on it. You can use the World Cup as an example. Countries who host it, like South Africa, brilliant World Cup. So many people spent money there. So if we did all this and Corona comes in, my enemy comes in, it has destroyed the whole plan. Now clubs we had announced before this COVID So you can imagine what we've been through. And clubs were home.
Well, so you've taken a lot of hate, you say?
More than.
Okay.
We've been hit more than anybody.
All right.
That is why government must come in to support us. Already, we started clamoring, we started seeking the support of government already before this COVID comes in. So if it is coming now, we have nothing than to go back to government, because government also wants a game. You can imagine the Reverend Minister, the seasoned Reverend Minister is Sudan Abba, somebody I cherish a lot, talking about the fact that he misses football and the fact that he wants to see football. You understand me? I know your kids at home sometimes will ask you, Daddy, now we can't watch football again. Everybody wants it. Everybody loves the game. I remember one pastor telling me that God plays football because sometimes God lets some clubs win for a particular reason.
Sammy, that'll be it. That'll be it for the discussion. And thank you for joining us. You've made time for us and we're grateful. Samuel Enim is an executive member for the Ghana Football Association, but also is an executive chair for Young Apostles Football Club. And what a great discussion. Samuel Enimado, thank you for joining us.